At no other point in human history has fame been this fast, this cheap, and this disposable. TikTok didn't just change entertainment, it rewired the concept of celebrity itself. One day, you're an anonymous teenager filming in your bedroom. The next, you're pulling millions of views. Brand deals flood your inbox. Strangers recognize your face in public, and your life feels permanently altered. And then, sometimes just as fast, it's gone. The likes slow down. The algorithm stops pushing. People move on. TikTok fame, for many, lasts exactly as long as the internet's attention span allows, about 15 minutes. In the early days of TikTok, success felt almost magical. The platform's For You page promised something revolutionary. You didn't need money, industry connections, or a famous last name. All you needed was one video, a dance, a joke, a facial expression, a trend at the right moment. TikTok rewarded rawness, relatability, and speed. That's why so many of its biggest stars didn't look like traditional celebrities. They looked like people you already knew. That illusion, that anyone could make it, is what made TikTok irresistible. One of the clearest symbols of TikTok's upside is Khaby Lame. Before TikTok, Khaby was working in a factory in Italy. No fame, no privilege, no flashy setup. Then he started posting silent reaction videos mocking overly complicated life hacks. No words, no editing tricks, just expressions. The algorithm did the rest. Within months, he became the most followed creator on the platform. Khaby represented the dream, authenticity beating polish, simplicity beating excess, and talent being rewarded without gatekeepers. His rise felt like proof that TikTok was different. But for every Khaby Lame, there are thousands of creators whose fame burned fast and vanished quietly. TikTok isn't built to sustain most people. It's built to feed content, not careers. The same algorithm that launches someone into stardom can bury them without explanation. Views drop, engagement collapses, and creators are left wondering what they did wrong, when the truth is often that the system simply moved on. Early TikTok royalty learned this lesson in real time. Charli D'Amelio exploded into global fame as a teenager, becoming the face of TikTok almost overnight. She landed brand deals, TV appearances, and crossed into mainstream celebrity faster than almost anyone before her. But with that visibility came relentless pressure. Every move was analyzed, every facial expression became a headline. Backlash cycles followed praise cycles. While Charli managed to transition into broader media, her story revealed something darker. TikTok doesn't just create stars, it creates pressure cookers, especially for young creators who aren't emotionally or professionally prepared. Another early breakout, Addison Rae, followed a similar arc. Viral dances turned into brand deals, music releases, and acting roles. From the outside, it looked like success stacked on success. But behind the scenes, even Addison faced declining engagement on TikTok as trends shifted. The platform that built her didn't care about longevity. It cared about what was next. TikTok fame demands constant reinvention, and even the biggest stars are only one bad trend cycle away from irrelevance. Then there are creators whose fame didn't fade, it collapsed. TikTok's relationship with controversy is brutal and unforgiving. One mistake can erase years of growth. Bryce Hall was once one of the most recognizable faces on the app, known for his party-heavy image and massive following. But during the pandemic, public backlash hit hard. Reckless behavior, tone-deaf moments, and repeated controversies caused brands and audiences to pull away. His relevance didn't disappear instantly, but it cracked. TikTok had already found someone new. Some downfalls are quieter. No scandal, no headline, just silence. Thousands of creators who once pulled millions of views now struggle to hit 5 figures. They didn't fail in the traditional sense. The platform simply stopped rewarding them. TikTok doesn't value loyalty, it values novelty, and novelty expires quickly. The psychological toll of this cycle is massive. Many TikTok stars experience fame before adulthood. They build their identity around metrics, likes, shares, followers that fluctuate wildly. When engagement drops, it doesn't just hurt income, it hurts self-worth. Former viral creators have spoken openly about anxiety, depression, and the identity crisis that follows sudden obscurity. When millions of people stop caring at once, it feels personal, even when it's algorithmic. One of the most dramatic cautionary tales involves Bella Poarch. Her viral lip sync became one of the most liked videos in TikTok history, instantly catapulting her into internet legend status. Unlike many others, Bella managed to pivot into music and mainstream success. But her story also highlights how rare that transition is. For most creators, virality is a ceiling, not a floor. Without a strategy beyond TikTok, the fall is almost inevitable. TikTok fame also creates a distorted sense of time. When everything happens fast, success, money, attention, patience disappears. Some creators drop out of school. Others reject traditional career paths entirely, convinced that the internet will always provide. But TikTok doesn't offer stability. Trends die, platforms change, monetization rules shift, and creators who didn't plan for a post-viral future often find themselves stranded. The platform structure makes this worse. TikTok doesn't prioritize creators with established audiences. It prioritizes videos. That means your following doesn't guarantee visibility. You can have millions of followers and still flop if your content doesn't align with current trends. This is why TikTok fame feels less like building a house and more like surfing waves. You're always one moment away from wiping out. Some creators try to fight this by chasing trends non-stop, but that creates burnout. When your livelihood depends on staying relevant, rest feels dangerous. Breaks mean disappearing, and disappearing means being replaced. TikTok's ecosystem rewards obsession, not balance. There are also darker examples where fame didn't just fade, it imploded publicly. Tony Lopez faced serious allegations that shattered his public image almost overnight. One moment, he was a rising star. The next, his career was effectively over. TikTok's audience is fast to build someone up, and even faster to tear them down. And then there's the invisible majority. Creators who went viral once, maybe twice. They made a little money, got a taste of attention. Then the views stopped. No announcement, no farewell, just silence. These are the true 15-minute fame stories. Not dramatic enough for documentaries, but far more common. TikTok is littered with abandoned accounts, frozen in time at the moment attention moved elsewhere. What makes TikTok especially dangerous is how real the success feels while it's happening. Money comes in quickly. Validation is constant. You start believing this is permanent, but digital fame is rented, not owned. The platform can change the rules at any time, and it often does. The creators who survive long-term tend to do one thing differently. They don't rely on TikTok alone. They move audiences to YouTube, podcasts, businesses, music, acting, or brands they control. They treat TikTok as a launchpad, not a destination. But this requires foresight, something that's hard to maintain when fame arrives before wisdom. TikTok didn't invent fleeting fame, but it industrialized it. It turned virality into a factory, producing stars faster than culture can absorb them. The result is an endless cycle of rise, peak, and disappearance. Today's obsession is tomorrow's whatever happened to, and maybe that's the most uncomfortable truth. TikTok doesn't promise legacy, it promises visibility, and visibility without foundation is fragile. The app gives people a spotlight, not a future. So when you see a new face explode on your feed, millions of views, overnight success, viral everywhere, remember this. You're watching the beginning of a very short story. Some chapters end in reinvention. Most end quietly. Fame on TikTok isn't about talent alone. It's about timing, trends, and an algorithm that never sleeps and never cares who it leaves behind. In the end, TikTok fame teaches a harsh lesson the internet keeps repeating. Attention is powerful, but it's temporary. And for many creators, those 15 minutes changed their lives. Not because they lasted forever, but because they ended so fast.